So the Dubai Sevens are taking place this weekend and Fiji want to start the circuit well. Last season, they had some good moments, but overall probably not the performances that we are used to seeing from the Fijians. But this year, they've once again got a strong team. If they can get that right mindset, could be very successful throughout 2025. But jumping straight into it, for this preview, we'll be looking through at the Fijian squad, which includes a couple of debutants, their match schedule, and then also a prediction at the end of how we think the Fijians will go. But jumping straight into it, for their squad, it is Jeremiah Matana, Georgie Nasova, Sevu Mothinofangi. So, of course, three men who are familiar with playing on the Seven circuit. They've got that Sevu Mothinofangi power that he often brings to the matches, which partners very nicely with the speed that we see from the Fijian backs. Ilakimi Torosi, once again in the side. Suliano Voli Tuive, he will be there as the number 5. And then Tereo Tamani, an absolute game changer for the Fijians last year and the year prior. He's got pure speed. The way that he can break the defensive line is incredibly impressive. And often throughout last season, they used him more as an impact player off the bench. But I'm hoping he gets a lot of starting minutes here for Fiji, as anytime he made his way off the reserves, he often got himself the try. Filippo Bucayaro still in the team. Felipe Saturanga, then the next man, a debutant for the Fijians, Kavakini Hanivainua Kula, and then also another debutant, it is George Bosi to get some minutes here. Vuiviwa Nadovalo and Ioani Teba, the last two names for this Fijian squad. So actually only going with 12 players here. Normally we see maybe about 14, but I believe a couple extra have still travelled with this Fijian side. I should also mention there is no Punepati Lognamasi. The main reason behind that is he was playing for the Fijians in November for the rugby union side of things. So possibly will join up with the team a little bit later on in the Seven circuit. Also no Jerry Tuai, no Joshua Vakunarabili, no Manueli Maisamoa. The list could go on of Fijian players who are no longer there, but they're in that transitional phase at the moment of bringing in the new young guys to then take over from those experienced veterans. But looking through at this group, they are a part of Pool C alongside Spain, USA, and New Zealand. No matter what happens on the Seven circuit, it always seems to be that they find a way of having the Kiwis take on the Fijians. But the first match for Fiji, it will be up against the Spanish. That is taking place at 7:06 p.m. New Zealand time on Saturday, the 30th of November. And these three matches are all taking place within the same day on the Dubai Seven circuit. The next day, of course, we will get to see the quarters, the semi, and the final. So all-out action for 2 days of the Seven circuit. But that game could be an interesting one. The Spanish are certainly a decent side, coming up through the ranks and every once in a while being able to pull off the upset. The second game for the Fijians will be up against the USA. That has taken place at 10:52 p.m. New Zealand time. And then the last game up against New Zealand. That is a 4:16 a.m. kickoff here in New Zealand on Sunday morning. And it's definitely going to be one of those games that you do not want to miss. It has potential of being one of the playoff games later on in the Dubai Sevens competition. So I would definitely be keeping close eye on that one. But nonetheless, we're now up to that stage of a prediction of how well I feel Fiji can go. Now, they are a very strong side, but I do worry with the amount of new names that they've got in this lineup. But sometimes that can actually be a good thing. It's just very tricky to know how Fiji will go up against the USA. I feel like that game up against New Zealand, normally it's pretty close, but I'd actually probably pick New Zealand to get the win for that one. But the game up against the USA, if they can win that, I can see them making it through to the quarterfinals. But I do think whoever they go up against in the quarters, because of the extra experience that other side will more than likely have, I think that would give them a big boost. But because it's Fiji and because we know how strong they can be, I'm going to say they make it through to the semis, they lose that game, and then they get themselves fourth in the overall standings. But honestly, this competition, it is wide open because it is the first leg. It's always impossible to predict, but we are going to be doing the live commentary on the channel for certain matches throughout the Sevens competition. So we'll get to see whether or not those predictions do come true. But do let me know, of course, who you guys think will stand out in this competition for the Fijians, and then also how far you think Fiji will get. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all for the next one.